Just for the edit for Joanne, let's put a sexual innuendo counter here and at the start, Emma. So go back to the start and we'll do a sexual innuendo counter.
Why?
Super.
Because we've had so many sexual innuendos. We're at like 6.
But yes,
Yeah,
for the episode.
And I'm like,
Mhm.
I like the shape of them, you know?
Yeah.
They're quite-
We're copying their thing, like.
Defensively, they're quite easy to penetrate on, but yes.
welcome Matt and Jake from Serie A Spotlight. Good to have you on. It's our first, the first four-way. So really good to have you on the show. Welcome and thank you for giving us a couple of hours of your time as well.
Thank you for having us, to be honest. This is the first show we've done that isn't on ours.
It's
Well,
awesome.
from my end, because Matt has his own things going on.
Yeah,
So I'm very excited.
So you popped 2 cherries today.
Yeah.
the four-way.
Four-way
and
and
also,
That's fair. I think this is a great way to draw the line on the sexual innuendos for this episode.
I feel like we're gonna have a lot more sexual innuendos.
If Matt is
Like,
around, there's
for-
always going to be sexual
It's
innuendos.
for 28-year-old plus men. So
I like how 28-year-old
Plus.
I'm gonna take that. I'm 28-year-old plus.
I just wanted to say he's a 28-year.
I did not mention how old I am.
It's-
You could
yeah.
have been the 28-year-old.
I had my first
I know,
child.
but
At
what
your
a
age.
smart.
First
So,
and only child.
It's
My
the-
first and
How
only
many
child
children
at
do you
your
have?
age.
so Matt, we're the brackets because you're the youngest and I'm the oldest.
There you go. And we're also 2 Mats.
How's that? Have you met Matt?
Just be careful of Matt after he finishes. Yeah.
Immediately. Why?
Jara.
Sorry.
Matt,
We
Matt.
panicked, but fuck, that was a really good intro, man. Now I have to start again.
Be careful of Matt after this. 2 episodes ago, he had 2
Yeah.
glasses of Moscato Dusty and he was fucking hara by the end.
Moscato
2 glasses of
Dusty.
Moscato
That's
Dusty at dessert. Why?
To be fair, when I drink Moscato Dusty, I drink it like it's ice cold crystal. Like if
I've quit alcohol completely. See, I mean,
Fair,
and I used to drink. Like you can ask clearly, I used to be a binger, but completely
what
off
is
it,
that
yeah.
like, man?
It's weird because I tried. I'm not like, oh, this guy that doesn't drink. I'll have a drink. I'm like, I'm really not enjoying this shit, man. So I just don't. I just quit it.
What about
Yeah.
social events like staff parties, events where everyone is
I'll have a
literally
glass
just
of Coke
nicking them? Vera?
and I'll leave in a couple of hours.
You goof the hell out of my shirt, huh? You still get wild, like.
It depends where I'm at. Like, as in, obviously, some companies I'm plugged in as a COO, right? So
So you can't goof that hard. That's
It's-
a
it's
CEO.
Oh, like you're not a Buddhist monk, right? For since you have a glass here and there.
yeah, so I will have like, especially like if I'm out, I'll have a cocktail or something. I wouldn't mind it, but I just don't really look for it anymore.
Okay.
من يخشيت ففي.
Like with some case.
So, but
I'm like 5 hours deep into a K-hole. I'm like, I don't drink alcohol, guys. I'm good. Imagine.
Don't drink alcohol.
Jesus. Anyway, let's get down to brass tacks. First of all, a few things we need to clarify. We've reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yes.
So
Congrats, boys.
thank you
Congrats.
very
Well
much for
Good
anybody
stuff.
watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, press that subscribe button. We always forget to say it in the episode, so today we made it a point to kick off the episode
yes.
with it as well. So thanks for
Well
our
done, Dan.
support. I think Facebook we're doing really well as well.
Yes,
So thank you for
yes.
watching us on
Lots of
Facebook.
views.
Awesome. If you're interested to come on the show, if you think you're interesting enough, hit us with a message and we'll
decide.
decide whether or not. If we don't reply,
Take a hint.
become more interesting. I'm happy. That's your
See no reply.
we'll leave you unseen.
Mm.
Get It's okay. It's just that sign that you need to improve in life. That's okay. I'm joking.
Are you on every platform? Are you on Facebook?
We are on every
TikTok,
platform. I think
Instagram?
we're Facebook,
Facebook,
we don't do TikTok very
Instagram,
much.
TikTok, no. Spotify
Nice.
and YouTube.
And Apple Music.
Awesome. Do you find that the
we're on Apple
demographics
News,
are different on every platform?
Yeah, I think Facebook is the one that drives the most views,
the most
and interaction.
views and the longest views.
Yeah. So
Like,
people really stick around. Yeah.
If I'm
Surprisingly enough. But more
Facebook
than
people
YouTube.
are I guess older people typically
Yeah.
nowadays, right?
With
Because
better
the
attention
kids are on TikTok and Instagram, so
Yeah,
the
yeah.
attention span is better, and so they could be they're also retired and have a lot of time on their hands.
But more than YouTube. I was surprised.
Yeah,
It's
YouTube is a bit of a slow burner. They keep aggregating views over time, but it takes a bit
But
longer.
also
YouTube is
YouTube
painful,
has a
man.
bit of it is a bit of a bitch when it comes to promoting the full episode.
Yeah.
Many times like it doesn't accept it as a
as in boosting.
You can't boost a full episode, the shorts, yes, but
I think we just the way that we promote our full episodes, because our episodes are like 2 hours to 2 hours and a half long most
What's
of
the
the time.
sweet spot of time you found?
2 hours.
2 hours
possibly,
helps us
man.
cover because we do
1:30.
every.
1:30. 1:30 would
It's not
probably
enough
be
for us.
the ideal time I would seek when I'm listening to a podcast. I like it to be around 1 hour 30 minutes. That's a couple drives, like. But with us, because we cover 10 matches every single week, so
Okay.
because we discuss 10 matches every single week, we need time, and we need time to get onto our tangents, because if we don't get onto our tangents, we're just like every other podcast.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we need 2 hours, man. We need
copycat.
it.
So you have a pretty quick production turnaround then.
Very quick.
So how
We-
quickly do you publish from?
Immediately.
Immediately.
We record. We brought a producer now, one who's helping us a lot. Shout out to Nick. He's the man. He's the,
The
best.
guy.
Hey, Nick,
And it just gets released immediately. There's a bit of editing as you go with OBS and everything like that. But we're in a hurry because we're always trying to beat the next match day.
Yeah,
Because
of
the
course.
second the next match day comes, our episode is outdated.
And it's once a week you release.
Once
a
Man,
week.
that's tough.
Once a
every
week.
But to be fair, these
We're a bit more
guys,
chill.
it's not that. I think they behave much more than us. What Joanne needs to look out for inappropriate
That's true.
Festa incidents.
And I mean, we just
Ever
got
since
the-
Matt came on, the editing workload has
Yeah.
increased by
I can
500%.
imagine that.
It took a turn to the worse,
You
unfortunately.
wreak trouble, like man. Like I can just tell.
He's a troublemaker.
And we got a producer basically maybe 5 episodes ago, 6 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Before that, we did 4 years. Where
4
we go-
years?
4
Jesus,
years.
Been running for a while. Huh?
We're on
with-
episode 287.
Yeah, well done,
No,
guys.
one was 180?
187.
187. We used to go to Jake's before, when we used to live together. We used to literally on the floor next to our couch, because that's where the audio wouldn't ricochet, it won't get caught in echoes or
The best
whatever.
acoustics.
And we used to literally, man, record it, and then back then we didn't used to do YouTube, to be fair, but when we started doing YouTube, it became a real hassle, because we'd use a singular, I think like an iPhone 8
Right.
back then, editing 2 hours on an iPhone 8.
On my
putting
phone.
it on, as that, onto CapCut. So you put it onto
Jesus.
CapCut, you don't have enough storage, and then once you export it from CapCut, then your phone gets completely full. And to upload it onto YouTube, you have to leave it on 3G overnight next to your bed. You wake up and it's still not on YouTube. That's how fucking long it used to take us
Jesus.
every single episode, man.
That's amazing.
It was terrible.
Disaster, man.
It's
Disaster.
not as easy as it looks, to do.
Not at
Not
all.
at all, man.
Not at all. The
Not at
techie
all.
stuff.
You ever had
I
like
can't
big
stand
issues where the video was corrupted? And you had to reshoot?
Oh, we've had so many. The audio file, like we've recorded episodes. Once we recorded an episode, a transfer market breakdown of
right,
all the
okay.
teams. Like,
Okay.
and we recorded in the basement of our parents' home. This was maybe 3-4 years ago.
Don't recommend recording in a basement, by the way.
For-
Acoustics, man, in the basement.
30-40 minutes into the episode, boom, Santa Maria, the firework, being
See
launched,
what I mean?
being
Stop,
launched
stop it. Don't bring out the best. Shut the fuck up.
from the field opposite our house. So our house is shaking.
Literally,
Totally
bro.
ruined our episode.
And the
entirely.
dogs barking.
The dogs.
bro,
So you're
dogs.
from Mosta as well?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm from Mosta.
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
I grew up in Zokria. That's
Okay,
Zokria.
I'm in Tarjak. I was Tarjak Gap.
And now I'm at.
Let's not give away your address.
yes, we
to
are.
the-
I'm in Santa Margherita.
Yes,
Close.
nice.
I love Santa Margherita.
it's
The friend from
beautiful,
Santa Margherita. We used to go to piano lessons in
Nice.
Santa
amazing.
Margherita. Oh, that's a very middle
You're
class thing
from
to
Mosta
say.
as
yeah.
well? Yeah.
From Mosta as well, but I moved to Balzan now with my girlfriend.
So you're a defector.
Sorry?
You're a defector.
Everyone else is Mosta?
No,
yeah?
no, we're from Mosta.
Okay. But
We're,
yeah,
we're
I'm
the
the,
genetically pure people.
I'm the runaway child.
Yeah, Southerner.
And
Yes.
also Mosta's too expensive.
Which one?
Mela, Twilit. I actually was given birth in Bormla.
He was birthed.
I came out of my.
When he came out of his when he came out of his capsule.
When he finally hatched in Bormla.
when he hatched
But I was raised
by wolves.
by fishes
By fishes.
in Marsa Scala. And now I live in Marsa.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Of course not nice.
No,
No,
I think
why
he
not?
said.
Why
I think
not?
he said nice for Marsa Scala.
Marsa Scala.
Marsa Scala is beautiful, and Marsa, hey, there's the golf,
Even
and
Bormla
the
is nice.
sports club.
Bormla is one of
Bormla
the
is
most
amazing.
beautiful places, like architecture-wise. And
Hey,
stuff.
No,
course,
yes.
but-
So,
I think Bormla gets a reputation from Bormla.
Of course.
all the time. Bormla is beautiful.
and there are a few streets that
Almost everywhere.
uphold that reputation.
It's the same. Like if Mosta has some.
Bro,
Mosta has
sport
become quite
wara l-Mostadom.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I'm on the pass. No,
there's
As
a lot
in
of-
when,
because there's now-
when we were kids, we were told like don't go there,
But
and
now
then
it's
we'd
much
go
nicer.
there.
I take my daughter there to. There's the
Fair,
swings. They're pretty. Like they're quite.
Okay.
Favorite. Sorry, like he's gonna hit me in the head at some point. Because he literally specifically told me before the show, move the mic with you, and I'm not doing it. But that's classic. Huh?
There you go.
I just don't listen to the instructions.
Yeah, we're always dealing with shitty sound after.
Yeah. My fault. I mumble and I move away from the mic.
But today you're not mumbling.
But you think after 36 episodes?
you esatto. No.
Absolutely not.
Technology needs to change, not
Yes, exactly.
Fuck you, bitch.
Maybe we should get mics that move with your face. We have AI now, fucking
Esatto. AI mic.
Road, are you using? And I'm looking at that bloody camera, man.
The mic's out, man. It's not moving with me.
You're all decked out with equipment.
This equipment
I
is
mean,
not a joke. Oh.
Yeah, Larry's studio is a pro studio, eh? So we're just
No,
lucky to be here.
the people using it are.
Oh yeah, the mic sound is completely coming from my throat, from my larynx.
Okay.
So that's just there.
So I guess you're living testimonially when you have an idea, you just go for it, right? Don't wait for the perfect technology and process.
That's it.
Wait for a pandemic. Or during COVID, we started.
literally.
So you used to
Man.
live together during COVID,
We're
and
brothers.
you're best friends.
We're brothers.
You're
Well,
brothers.
he's my
Yes,
younger brother.
biological.
Of course, man.
Biological,
Biological.
full,
Yeah.
full first, not half brother.
No,
Both
no,
Fenix, no.
full ass
Fenix.
brothers. Are
Full ass brothers.
yeah,
Full
yeah.
ass-
The same
full ass
two
Fenix.
people made both of us.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Even though we're like two different like versions of the same person.
Yeah.
Very wildly different. But
Oh, cool. So you always got along since you were kids? Because I
Yes.
used to fight with my brother.
we've been
Yes.
best friends for our whole lives. As in, when we fight, it's horrible, and we call each other names, and the girls get distraught, and it's a whole thing.
It's so funny because our girlfriends are also they're kind of best friends. At
They're
this
best
point.
friends as
They-
well,
I mean,
right?
they've been in the same job as each other for like 4 years. We just came back from Malaysia, us four. We did like
nice.
2 weeks all together. So the dynamic is amazing. Me and Jake, I mean, when we do argue on the rare occasion, and it's typically because I would have done something minor, you were a dick about it, and you would have said something really extra, then I get offended and I say something back, and it's just this whole
So
thing.
it's an escalation.
It typically doesn't last longer than an hour, and it better not, because most of the time when we see each other, we're recording after. So like I'd be a few minutes late to recording and whatever, and like we'd start arguing. Like, okay, we have to stop. We have an episode to record, like, and we have to drop it
Lock the
there
fuck
and
in.
then. Like,
Yeah.
But we're able to do it. Like
We had an episode. We had a full-on fight halfway through. We stopped recording for like 4 hours and had to continue. You remember the fight about Roma? It was about Roma. Point,
I hadn't
stupid
watched the game
point.
properly. I remember I hadn't watched the game properly. I was saying like Roma created nothing. You're like, bro, as if, man. Roma, the ball was cleared off the line like 3 times. They hit the post like 4 times. Oh, good shit, man. I kept defending my point, pretending like I watched the game. This is season 1.
I love their emotional intelligence though. You have like really act like you know, okay, I was wrong and I fucked up, and then
But we need time until we get to that
Hey,
point.
everything,
In the moment. I remember once, the most recent one, I went for a walk in a field and I called you and you were at home. I'm like, how have you been, bro? You're like, terrible. Like, how have you been? Horrible. We had fought and then you had left and we hadn't even made up. And then we called and it was like, I really like, we're catching up to see how we're coping after the argument. We're both a mess. Completely.
it's really sweet to see like you have a good relationship.
It's healthy.
Me and my brother now have a healthy relationship, but we were always like
That tends to be the
vile
case,
enemies
huh?
until we were
Because
like in
of
our
distance.
mid-20s. Yeah.
That tends to be the case. A lot of kids would like hate each other, like siblings, and then your older age, you realize that isma like I can't find another person that has been through as similar a walk to life as me than my
The
siblings.
same generational trauma.
Exactly. So there are siblings that are like polar opposites, so I see why it wouldn't work. Like if there's an annoying older brother and a shy, timid younger sister, I see how that wouldn't work. You're smiling, and I find it really inappropriate that the second I said older brother, younger
but that's
sister,
mad. That's okay.
you're looking at
You'll
me
get
with that
used to it.
smile on your face, man. It's like
He's like a little sex goblin.
It really was not that bad in my head. But okay.
Sex goblin is
Kull fama muror
very
qed
fitting.
jgħidu.
Very fitting.
Moving swiftly on from that topic. So I'm not a football guy. I used to be a big football guy. I used to be really into Liverpool. I watched every single game with the pre-season. I used to get up at like 3 a.m. in the morning to watch all their stuff. Like when I had every kit every season for years. And then just before Klopp took over, I was like, man, I'm fucking done. I can't deal with this.
my God.
And then I like decided that I'm dropping watching football, and I completely lost interest. And then Klopp took over, and they started winning. But I never watched another Liverpool game.
That's funny because that was like the banter era made you fall out of love with Liverpool, made you disinterested because there's so many years where you're like, holy shit, I thought this year was going to be different, and it's not. That was the case as Milan fans because Milan went through I
Terrible
guess,
period.
11 to 15 years of hardship.
Post Benitez, I know we collapsed.
Yeah, that is when because I wasn't always a Milan fan, that is when I fell in love with Milan because I watched them struggle and I watched them kind of try and figure it out all together.
Underdog kind of guy.
My heroes are fucking Carlos Bacca and Manuel Locatelli and these guys. Jakes are Kaká, Gattuso, Pirlo, Seedorf.
The great. So.
We used to argue when we were young. We used to argue when we were young because he'd want to watch Real Madrid and I would want to watch Milan. And I think it was
So you were always a Milan fan?
Yeah, always.
Milan have a big they have this
aura.
This mystical aura. But it's like I feel that they have this like. But even to be fair, even like if you look at Inter and stuff and Juventus, they all have these big clubs. They all have this.
They have their own story.
Actually, I started following Liverpool. I remember. I had a manager at a hotel I used to work with, and he was a big Liverpool fan. He was like, "Let's go watch the Liverpool final, the Champions League final." It was Liverpool-Milan, the big one, the Istanbul one,
the big one, huh?
The big one.
The big one. The one, I mean, arguably one of,
best.
if not the best Champions League final of all time, right? We went to watch it, and 3-0 first half. Ali like, I'm just gonna go. We're going back to work. We went. Actually, it was like we were working. The shift. Ali, it's not busy. Ali, come with me. So we went back to Ali, you can go. At long going, man. Ali, I'm gonna stay. Ali, you can go. And he called me after the first goal. He was like, bro, like we're scoring. He was like, hey, man, come back. And then we watched like the end, and I was like, you know what? That's the team I want to support.
So you watched Dudek run off his line over and over again.
That was illegal. What Dudek was doing in that penalty shootout. He was coming off his line, bro, like this much. Nowadays, nowadays you can't get a millimeter.
Hilarious.
That's what football was.
But I mean,
no
what
excuses.
a final. And then Milan came back next year to win it as well. And
exactly, in 07.
So you kind of got your...
Single-handedly, the most iconic Champions League final there ever was. And then there was the 1999 one between United and Bayern Munich, those two last-minute goals. Those are the ones, because our dad used to go to every single Champions League final with his dad. And he went to the 99 one between United and Bayern Munich, and he went to 2005 between Milan and Liverpool.
That was Solskjaer, right? Who scored the deal?
Solskjaer and Teddy Sheringham. I have no idea who scored for Bayern Munich. Man. Someone with a really German name.
I remember for the Istanbul one, like the first goal from Steven Gerrard, and then telling the people, like, come on, we can do this. That was just such a...
His spirit, right, is what led the charge.
Yeah, I mean, Gerrard is sad, like a very tragic end to his career because he never won the league, and he ruined the league win with a slip when he was telling, and literally was 5 minutes before he was telling, like, don't slip up, and he slipped. And
he said, in fact, no, Gerrard, like in half time, he gave a speech to the team and everyone was riled up. And Benitez took all the glory.
Well, I mean, to be fair, God knows what Benitez would have said and God knows what tactical shifts Benitez would have made to the game. But to help a team not get so demotivated at halftime in a Champions League final when you're 3-0 down, Especially these are, when we're talking footballers, we're not talking about 35-year-olds that have been through the walk of life and have a bunch of
They're
experience.
kids.
A lot of them are kids.
But you would be
And a lot
old.
of them are spoiled brats. They've been on a living for their entire life with their friends, with their
And
their
they're
guy friends,
multimillionaires.
and multimillionaires in their 20s to motivate them when they're losing 3-0 in a final. It's no easy task.
مش هيك.
Not at all.
But what a final, though. Like, that's
The best.
It's a great. I've watched so many clips, so many times. I've watched that clip when I was obviously like into football, but I don't care about football anymore.
So what was the turning point that were you just tired of watching your team
The
lose?
turning point was when we lost the FA Cup final against Chelsea. There was Andy Carroll and Suarez up front. Kenny Dalglish was the coach. And I was like, man, I just can't do this shit anymore.
Andy Carroll, the
Like,
13 million signing from Newcastle.
This is a header right in front of the goalpost. And I'm like, man, like...
I have a thing for Andy Carroll.
I love Andy
Yeah,
Carroll.
the old
I
school
loved
nine,
Andy Carroll. He
literally,
looked like a
literally.
newborn horse running, but he was like a huge.
You know, it's funny you say horse. You know about the scandal of
Oh
Andy
yeah,
Carroll?
yeah, the horse
He-
scandal.
What was it? No, he was in a hotel room, I believe, with Mark Nolan. Mark Nolan, I think. And they had sex workers in the hotel room with them. And I don't know how paparazzi or something of the sort managed to get some kind of recording of them having this fucking orgy in a hotel room.
Christ.
Mela. And apparently Andy Carroll was saying like, ride me like a horse or something like that, or
That's
ride me like a
crazy.
donkey. So Jackie in it.
It's funny because he was known to be like
Oh, and
really
there was
clumsy runner.
and there was loads of cocaine as well, which
Yes,
were
yeah.
professional footballers, controversial to
fantastic.
say the least. So,
But again, they're footballers are young people. They're going through that shit. So they have money. They feel was the invulnerable, you know. So I'm not.
I mean, that have the new iPhone, that have the latest,
they'll have
and
everything.
the most vintage, or that have the nicest car.
Exactly.
They have leftover, which is
Exactly,
they buy something illegal with it.
It's
But then like
of the new iPhone.
so that's where I was like, I'm done. And then obviously when Klopp took over, I had like no faith left. I had seen so many coaches. I forgot the Swansea coach. What's his name?
Asnaf,
He played tiki-taka football with Swansea, and then he put Liverpool was like tiki-taka football as well when he took over.
I know about there was.
That's how far away I have been from football. But he was good as well. But we still didn't manage. We got stronger, and but I was like, man, this is it kind of lifted the veil where I'm like, I'm just watching 11 men kick a ball around, and I'm so invested. Why am I invested? You know. At least now with the sport I love, which is jiu-jitsu, it's me. I support myself, and like I look up to like certain competitors, but I don't like watching competitive jiu-jitsu that much. I find it pretty boring to watch, but really exciting to do. Right. So I was like, this is wasting my time.
I think it tends to be the case with a lot of like ground combat. No, it's not the most exciting to watch, but once you start
it is if you understand it. Like you need to really know what's like, especially in the gi. Like no gi is, to be fair, it's the same. Like it's quite, you need to know what they're doing. But if you know what they're doing, like man, fuck, that back take was insane. Like how he went to his back, right? But you need to really
I mean, like what I have is a very brief understanding, right? So if I'm watching UFC, I know what it means if someone passes guard or if someone gets the other one's back. I know who has the dominant position, so I can, if it's a 25-minute fight, like a championship fight, I can enjoy it if it's 20 minutes of stand up and then 5 minutes of ground. But if it's ground the entire time, like a Khabib that just pins you down.
That's different. And like the way Khabib works is more of a wrestling stance. Like he has a knowledge of jiu-jitsu, but it's more Sambo wrestling, which is how am I going to pin you down and then slowly but surely grind your tensile strength until I'm at your back or I'm choking you out, right? And the majority of no-gi jiu-jitsu is that, or leg locks. But like in no-gi jiu-jitsu, it's leg locks most of the time, where they go for the legs.
Scare the fuck out
leg
of
lock.
me, man.
We just watched the CGI, and a professional jiu-jitsu like just had his literal knee dislocated because he didn't want to tap. You get caught with a heel hook, you either tap or you get your knee dislocated.
You know what I love? But like I'll be on Twitter and I start seeing UFC fans saying, "Oh, what a pussy! This guy tapped."
bro.
Pussy, man. What are you talking
is,
about?
as a
The guy's
fighter,
He wasn't
breaking
ready
your
to
arm.
die in the ring.
But what people don't understand with fights and with jiu-jitsu particular, like if you get knocked out, you get knocked out, right? You just you get up, maybe you
Yes.
have a little bit of concussion, you'll be fine. You can take an X amount of knockouts in your life and still be a professional fighter, right? Boxers struggle when they're older. They know that's the risk that's a occupational risk that they go into. But if you're a professional grappler or if you're an MMA fighter and you know that this guy can literally fuck your knee up, that you can never fight again, you're like, man, this is my job. Like, what am I going to do? So,
Although I don't think most fighters would be thinking about that.
yes, they do. I mean, like, I do jiu-jitsu on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah,
If I'm in a position where I can get out, but there's a chance I might dislocate my elbow, I'm like,
most of them is just the fight on their mind. Like, it's literally the pain that kill him.
Yeah,
They're not
but-
thinking about, no, I want to save my career.
But
Maybe
I
with
mean,
the
I think
adrenaline
one
on a
option.
professional fight, I get
course,
maybe
yeah.
with the adrenaline
And
on
the
a professional
competitive
fight, you don't
spirit
think-
as well. The fact that
listen,
you want
I've
to win.
competed
like-
in jiu-jitsu
Okay.
myself twice. I've as a white belt, so don't take my advice for this, to be fair. But I've competed twice, and both times I was like, man, if there is a risk between me losing the fight and getting injured, I would much rather lose the fight because I get to fight another day. I prepped for it. It was a 6-month preparation for it. You can't wait.
yeah.
It's very harsh to prep for a competition. You need to train, figure out your game plan, get your cardio up, do sauna, lift weights to prevent injury, eat right, lose weight to make sure you make
Ma,
weight,
it's crazy, ta.
travel.
I
like,
watched
it's
clips
stressful.
of like UFC fighters cutting
Yeah.
weight.
It's
and
tough.
it's watching those scenes is disturbing.
I
straight
dropped
up.
from 79 to 72 kilos and I wanted to kill myself.
Ah,
It
مش
was
obvious,
so, it
you
was the most horrible I've ever felt in my life.
How did you go about dropping the weight?
You eat, you control your calorie intakes, and then I think the day of the weigh-in in the morning we flew, because you weigh in and then you fight. The way it was
Okay.
my particular rule set. Sometimes they do it the day before, sometimes they do it like 2 hours before, so you have time to rehydrate. But mine was you weigh in and then you step on the mats and you fight. So I couldn't like dehydrate. So I had to lose weight the right way, which is lose weight over time. Which is, but then when you lose weight over time, man, you're losing strength.
Yes,
Like
true.
you have, every person has their ideal performance weight, right? My ideal weight is 78 kilos. That's my ideal weight. That's the best I feel when I'm sparring, whatever. Like I'm at 76 now. I can't gain it back since I cut the weight. That was almost a year ago. So I cut the weight. The day of training, I was 78, and I needed to be 74 with the gi on, and the gi is about a kilo and a half. So I had to be like 72 and a half, 73 kilos approximately. So I was like 78 kilos on the day, bro. And I was like, fuck, you know, man. So I had an Epsom salt bath, 2 Epsom salts bath, where I just like, you just sweat everything out. And then by the time you get to the mat, I'm fucking exhausted.
But you lost like 6 kilos in a day.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, so the day before you eat, like I remember I had a steak, I had some water, and then that's it. That's done. So then you wake up in the morning, you have an Epsom salt bath, and I think I woke up, I was at like 76 in the morning. You know, you go to the toilet and everything, and you're nervous, so you're constantly going back and forth. You're, you know, your body's just kind of getting rid of everything because you know you're about to go into a war. Like that's how your body feels. You're going to go to fight for your life, right? Or whatever. And then I did the Epsom salt bath, so I dropped down to like 72.5. I was like 72.3 or something. I was like, nice, I'm at weight. And then my coach, Sean, shout out to Sean, he's my best friend, lives with me as well. But he was like, now anything you take in, you just add the weight to it. So liquids are really hard, but like when you look at a croissant, you just, okay, croissant, it costs, it's 30 grams. So that's how much I'm going. So I can eat a croissant. So I'll be like, okay, so now I need to like slowly but surely eat, but at the same time, not eat too much to go over the weight. And I was luckily, I think I was like 0.5 off, which was like 0.5 below. But man, I was fucking dying.
That's crazy.
I think that's the difference as well between football, which is kind of much lower barrier of entry, right? And that's why it's even more popular.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Compared to other type of sports where
Yeah, totally.
For a competition, even if it's an amateur one, you need a lot of
Mushak.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
And it's just one person, which is huge.
That's
It's
not-
of
not
course
a
you have
team
your
sport.
And it's
team
you,
of
just you.
trainers.
Yeah.
But that one thing I really like about jiu-jitsu is that you mentioned, for example, boxing fighters getting CTE and really struggling Parkinson's, stuff like that in the future. With jiu-jitsu, there's none of that.
There's jiu-jiteros in their
excellent.
80s that still do it. Obviously, they slow down a bit, but like me and Sean, who are now close, we're reaching 40 soon. Whether we like it or not. Hope if we're lucky enough, we get to 40. Like the aim is longevity. It's like no longer like we obviously I roll with people who are 28, who are 21, 22, and their aim is to I want to compete, I want to win as many gold medals as possible, I want to get stronger, I want to beat everyone in the gym, and I'm like, okay, I can beat some of the people. Now I'm due to get hopefully my blue belt next month, so I'm gonna be like I'm a pretty like advanced white belt right now. So when I roll with new white belts, I'm like, okay, I should beat this person. But at the end of the day, man, if there's a 21-year-old guy who used to play rugby for 8 years, just came in and is like going fucking full ham at me, and I'm like, I will tap. I don't give a fuck about.
Of course.
I'd rather. So the goal for me is now just I want to be able to train as much as I can and for as long as I can. So my recovery days are like when I started, especially, you know, there's that honeymoon period. I used to do 2 classes a day and train, but now my body is like getting like, it's like my recovery time. I learned a lot about my body in my jiu-jitsu journey, which is fantastic because with injuries you learn a lot, and like how you eat, how you feel the next day, what you do before training, when you wake up, what time you go to sleep. Like these things all make an impact. So my aim is I want to do it for as long as I can. And you can. With that sport, you can. If you take it easy, you have the right training partners, you eat properly, you know, you try not to drink too much and all that. Like, unfortunately, I've picked up cigarettes again, man. Like, I'm really, like, mad at myself because I quit them for 5 years. And I started
5 years, not a single
5
cig?
years, not a single fucking cigarette. After 17 years of smoking.
And how did you end up picking them up again?
Just a stressful
Actually, in
time.
life, you need a vice now. You can't.
No,
It's
you know
too
Joey
much
Diaz.
stress.
You gotta do something.
You gotta
do something.
Don't drink, don't smoke, don't play checkers, don't do drugs.
For them, no, seriously, it's like
Yeah.
doing all that good stuff and
Yeah.
hard stuff.
I agree with you completely. I do gym 3 times a week. I run and I take a daily Snickers and I smoke cigarettes and I like alcohol. Should I come to jiu-jitsu?
Absolutely.
You should
both
definitely
have a
try.
good body type. You're like kind of long. You've got long limbs.
I've never tried
Why
jiu-jitsu.
did you look at his ass when you said
I didn't look at his ass. I was looking at his arm.
It's okay. if you
It's
look
a
at
nice
his
one.
ass. That's
That's
a
nice.
nice
We'll take your word
Say
for
it,
it.
get
but- Let's post a picture of Jake's ass right there.
Right here, we'll insert.
So, pause, refill, treat.
Thank you so much.
No, I'm good.
I would love it.
Thank you, bro.
So let's go back to you guys because I really wanted to ask this question. So decided to make a podcast. You decided to make a podcast about football, and you decided to make a podcast about Italian football, particularly.
5 years ago.
5 years ago, you're still going. Like, such a niche is obviously it must be really hard to maintain an audience, but you do have an audience, right? So,
Yes, yeah.
what? You know, why did you choose that particular niche? Obviously, I understand that you love Italian football and you're Milan fans. That's great. And secondly, it's like, how do you keep it fresh? So 2 questions.
Okay. So I was really into football at the time, of course, and so was Matthew. And I have always loved podcasts as well.
Right.
But the podcasts that I listened to only covered the top teams in Italy, and then gave a lot of attention to other teams completely, like the Premier League, Champions League teams, etc., etc.
Even when they talk about the smaller sides, you almost discredit them. Like of course, Inter are going to beat
Lecce,
Parma, for example, or Lecce.
But I want to know, why is it why is it so easy to play Lecce, for example? Why is it so difficult to play Cagliari? You know, just examples on the. And then I had ended up getting into fantasy football and doing a whole lot of research on the small teams and watching them closely. I fell in love with the atmosphere at the small stadiums because it's such an authentic experience, and it's something that kind of the Premier League has lost in recent times, where football has almost become a tourist attraction. And
you get real fans in a small stadium because there are people that their team loses most of the matches, but they still show up. You know?
And
Lecce from the south of Italy, for example, even though there was who was that the female actress, she played the Queen in a movie called The Queen. Helen Mirren was at the Lecce game wearing a Lecce kit. I found that so cool, like really, really cool.
So that was it,
the
to be
small
honest.
teams, they're watching players who were their neighborhood friends growing up in the nursery.
I love that. I love small teams. I love small games. I'd watch a Genoa Cagliari any day. Like I love those games. They're the rawest.
So that's why you support Milan.
Oh,
It's actually a recent thing, the small teams kind of revelation. When I was a child, no, I picked.
Exactly. Now you got to know yourself, and now you understood why you support me.
I respect football. I used to love playing it as well. Like it's a really unique kind of sport as well. Like
It's a
the
great
fitness requirement for it.
the
is
fitness
insane.
required.
Crazy.
It's the technique as well, like to move at that speed, and to have that control of a ball. To me, it's incredible. For me, it's one of the hardest sports to play, if not the hardest sport to perfect. To become a world
It's the most
class
inaccurate sport.
In what
the world.
sense inaccurate?
Shots versus goals.
And I mean,
Even
like
pass completion probably and all that stuff. I mean,
Mela,
you look at the NBA, you look at all other sports.
and
It's
even
much
like
easier to
as that basketball,
Yeah.
the scores are 40, 100.
Exactly.
whatever.
That's why
Three,
football.
and it's still exciting. Usually.
That's why football gets criticism. They say it's low scoring, but
Exact.
the beauty isn't always in the goal.
Exactly.
For me, a last ditch tackle. For me, a nice team move that didn't end up in a goal. You know.
And there's a lot of beauty outside of the pitch as well. Or not just ġifieri the support and the other,
But I think
but the
obviously-
management of the teams and
And
that
now-
we need to talk about. Like
That's starting to come true now because of a lot of these football series, like the one of Arsenal with Arteta, these
Wrexham.
what's going on,
head
but
of
also
Wrexham, per example.
because we mentioned Benitez as well, and in my opinion, one of the most overrated coaches on earth. Like, yeah.
I think Benitez. So
Imma-
my opinion of Benitez. is- go. You say it. Sorry.
The reason why he was like overhyped apparently because he was one of the first managers to implement analytics in his training.
Okay.
So that was innovative back then.
I see.
That's
That's
crazy.
now the norm.
Nowadays, it's the norm. Exactly. Everyone's
Check.
going for this Moneyball approach.
Sell
you a big-
Great film.
Bro,
It's a good film.
stop.
He had been
don't like
moaning
it?
for me to watch
It's
it.
my
He loved it.
favorite movie of all
It's a
time.
great
I've watched it like
Moneyball,
6-7 times. Every time I am on a long haul flight and there's Moneyball,
You watch
I don't
Moneyball?
give a fuck what else is on. I just watch Moneyball, bro. I love Moneyball.
And
So good.
Matty gets very excited. Like when he watches.
Jonah Hill's in it, right?
Yeah, he's the analyst.
Pitt.
Yeah. So Matt would like watch a film and he'll come to me like all gassed up, passionate. He'll be like, "You have to watch this film. It's so good, bro. You have to watch it. You have to watch it." And he almost puts you off it by coming on so
Oversells
strongly,
it.
as that he oversells it. And he had been telling me, "Watch Moneyball, watch Moneyball." I'm like, "Fucking Moneyball! It's about
That's a good
baseball." And I'm like, "No shit about baseball." I watched it. It was magnificent. I watched the film the entire time. Matt's looking at me like this. Like I'm looking at I'm watching the film and he's watching me watch the film.
Man, can I tell you, I don't cry a lot as a person. I get teary a lot as a person. I'm quite an emotional guy, but I don't weep often.
It's allergies
It's
as well.
really rare, and it's also a bit of allergies.
Dust construction.
When in the movie, when Hattie hits that home run, holy shit! Every single time, bro, goosebumps from my ass to here, bro, my arm, everything.
To your mouth.
To my from my ass to my mouth, goosebumps, and I just start bawling my eyes out every single time he hits the home run. But Billy Bean started that, right?
that
Billy
another
Bean,
one?
Billy Bean,
Yeah,
Billy Bean.
it is now.
Flicking his bean. He's,
When he flicked the ball.
he started that whole Moneyball thing, and you know there are a lot of Americans. Most of the teams in Serie A, the vast majority, I think like 90% of Italian teams are owned by Americans.
Yeah.
No,
Is,
it's not 90 though.
In
But
Serie A,
the-
in Serie A.
Yeah. I
No,
still think
yes,
it's 90.
because
Serie A, it's
it
high,
used to
though.
be Chinese. They
Chinese.
defaulted,
Exactly.
and now the Americans.
There
I
are
feel that's
some-
what's happening to football in general. It's become very American. Like halftime shows were never a thing. Man.
Yes, and the
now
the
they're a
next
thing.
World Cup next summer, by the way, America, America,
Yeah.
and Mexico.
And we already saw the Club World Cup, for example, that was played in the US. You had stoppages like in the 85th minute because of weather conditions, crazy weather conditions for like 30 minutes. Then they continued the game. They played the last 5 minutes. There was a team, I forgot who it was. They conceded at the very end. Yeah. So they postponed the game for 30 minutes in the 85th minute. They were 1-0 up. They continued and they scored.
You cool off.
Yeah.
Your hype is that, like, your momentum is lost.
And on the 85th minute, not after 5 minutes.
Screws you, man.
And they had a problem filling in the pitches there initially.
Yeah, because there's not a big soccer following in America.
I don't get why they did it in the US, honestly.
Well, the US is investing a lot in football.
But don't do the first Club World Cup there if you're banking on it making so much money.
Which they bid for it for them.
That's the thing. And like, for example, with the Coppa Italia always used to take place in Italy at like the Stadio Olimpico, San Siro, and the likes. But now, because the Serie A is struggling revenue-wise and it can't compete with the Premier League and it can't compete with other leagues, what they're doing is they're completely selling out. So the Coppa Italia final nowadays, instead of not the Coppa Italia, the Super Cup final. The Super Cup final is basically the winner of the Coppa Italia against the winner of the Serie A. And they play each other in a Super Cup final like halfway through a season. So instead what they did was, they did 2 semi-finals along with that. So you have the finalist of the Coppa Italia as well, and you have the runner-up of the Serie A. They all play each other in semi-finals, and then they go to a final, and all of this takes place in Dubai, is it? It's starting being played in the Middle East, and the stadium was empty.
Yeah.
In Malta, Serie A, they got their...
There was Atalanta, Fiorentina, and the Sheikhs. They were like, what's this? Who are these teams? We can't monetize this. We wanted Milan, we wanted Juve.
What are the factors, the factors you think that cause Serie A to lose such popularity compared to the Premier League? Because, and I'll answer the question first and tell me if I'm wrong or right. But I think it became really top heavy, and I think there were way too many like corruption scandals over the last 2 decades.
I guess the corruption definitely plays a part, especially when you see when Serie A started going behind. I guess from 2006 onwards, it does. It is a factor, but it's one of the definitely smaller ones. I don't have the answers, but the 2 main things that come to mind, and correct me if I'm wrong, bro, it's the lack of TV rights.
No, the TV rights.
The TV rights are like India has a population of 1 billion. They can't watch fucking Serie A in India. In Australia, we have a huge following in Australia because there are Serie A crazy people. They love Serie A in Australia. And they're illegally streaming matches because they don't have rights on the TV.
But if that's like, that's a big source of revenue. Like
massive source.
Look at
this is what I don't get. Why don't they sell the rights?
I know that many owners were kind of like families in Serie A. You can see it with Napoli. Juve is the family run.
The family, the ones that have Ferrari.
Before, like Milan, Berlusconi, Inter, Moratti.
But there were many people who overstayed their welcome and they had old school ideas. And even when it comes to marketing, for example, think about the fact that Juve bought Cristiano Ronaldo and the league really didn't jump onto that like opportunity to market to different countries. You're signing the most popular name in the world. Everyone knows Cristiano Ronaldo.
Of course.
You go to Africa, a remote village where they don't even have Wi-Fi, you see a Ronaldo kit. Someone's walking around in a Ronaldo kit. It's crazy.
That's true.
You know?
That's a good one.
It was probably a donation.
Yes, but it's there.
Juve also almost failed as a club because they signed Ronaldo.
That's why Marotta left.
Exactly.
Of course, because COVID hit and they couldn't get the stadium.
Marotta was with us when COVID hit.
No, but the Ronaldo signing was interrupted by like the first season of Ronaldo, or the second season was COVID.
Ronaldo's second season was COVID. I believe it was the second season. It was COVID, and Juve are one of the only teams, and this leads also to the second point of why Serie A clubs struggle revenue-wise, is because there are only a handful of teams in Serie A that actually own their own stadiums.
Yeah, that's so massive.
There's only Juve, Udinese, I think Atalanta and Sassuolo And a
There
few
are
more
a few, but
teams
many don't.
that make 100% revenue from their ticket sales.
earnings.
Otherwise, Milan, no. Inter, no.
yeah.
You know, it's
Milan and Inter
quite
share a
ridiculous, and
stadium.
they share a stadium.
Owned by and they've been trying to build one, and again, like the
Bureaucracy in
bureaucracy
Italy,
is
yeah. So-
it's been like
You know why?
4 years that they've been talking about.
But you know why it's like that in Italy, eh? Because when a certain Mussolini was the prime minister of Italy, he was the guy that you relax, like as you year ago.
It's a common surname. So there's one in Serie A right
Man,
now. with
man, he had a
Cremonese.
great game last
Mussolini.
week.
It's his grandson.
Take him فخرني.
He was super. He won a penalty against...
Exactly. We're there. It's the only time you hear me say Mussolini. What a game he had, man. What a guy, Mussolini. But
What a guy this Mussolini, man.
Mussolini, the prime minister, Mussolini, the very bad man, just to be clear.
Not too bad. Wait.
He is the one that wanted to make calcio great in Italy. When he had just started off, calcio wasn't huge in Italy. It was still big in England. It had still just made its way over in like the late 1800s, 1880s, 1890s. This was like what, 20s, 30s, I guess, that Mussolini was there.
Yeah,
It was his priority to make Italy the hub of football and the hub of calcio. So he got the government and he got everyone to create these amazing stadiums for the teams, which obviously are government owned. It's government led. Still till today,
So it's
which
a systemic problem.
It's a systemic problem
So
from the
they
very
were always
start.
set up to fail, essentially.
Exactly.
They were set up to be controlled.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But this is 1930.
Yeah, but the land is owned by the government. The government don't give away land, man.
Yeah,
That's not how it works.
but
We
a
see
lot
that
of
in Malta,
teams,
man.
but a lot of teams were founded after this.
Yeah, but the teams then needed to buy the stadium.
Not
so-
really.
the
Most
top
teams,
teams in Serie-
1890s.
Yes, but take Inter and Milan. We were Ambrosiana before.
Because of Mussolini.
Because exactly.
You started off as Internazionale Milano,
Esatto.
always. Then Mussolini came in and he's like,
Yeah, we were
"Listen,
one team before.
So Milan and Inter were one team
Esatto.
when they were founded in 1899. And then you became Internazionale Milano in 1904.
Esatto.
You were birthed through us, just remember that. Esatto.
Because we saw the future and we wanted to bring in international players.
Ah, you wanted
and
to bring in
didn't.
international players. It's Madi. This is the biggest farce.
Hence Internazionale.
Because Internazionale, when calcio started in Italy, all the players were fucking foreign. So you just wanted to have these foreign players. Milan wanted the Italian players. They wanted to support local. No, that's what we're all about here, supporting local.
Not really, no.
Guys,
Okay,
you're
so
you're two
keep-
Maltese people.
They kept
arguing-
using the Swiss
You're
and the
two
German
Maltese
players
people
to-
arguing about the history of an Italian club on whether or not they needed international players.
You became Ambrosiana because when Mussolini came in, he's like, I will not have any Italian football teams with an English name. So Genoa became Genova, Milan became Milano, and Inter came Ambrosiana or whatever you became. And they all had to change their names. Then when Mussolini got kicked out or whatever the hell happened in that period of history, they changed their names back.
Interesting. So back to the issue with Serie A's decline is that the system was always set up to fail.
I think
eventually.
so.
So by modern times, it's tough because clubs make a lot of money, but it's from the ticket sales and obviously from endorsements and marketing and all that stuff. And
It's
merch.
a bit of a mentality issue as well. The fact that you see, for example, YouTube highlights in English, all the comments are from angry Italians saying these should be in Italian. So
Yeah,
what they-
but La Liga, they have the same issue, and it's the second
but-
largest league in the world.
Yes,
And
but
La
I
Liga
think
is super top heavy because La Liga there's really
Of course.
three, four teams.
clubs.
From what I
Atletico
remember, there was
yes.
obviously Real and Barca, and then
And
you've
the
got like
Atletico
maybe,
came
Atletico has the outliers.
And
every
then
year.
Villarreal, maybe
Philly,
the
you
bit,
have
but-
Villarreal, Philly, you have Valencia, Philly, you have nowadays Girona, who are City Group.
But I think the Premier League is still the most competitive league.
Competitive
in
in-
terms of actually have the top 8. You have the top 8, top 9.
And some,
they're
I
fighting.
think it's Serie A, you've
would
had more
disagree,
winners
Tom.
in the past.
Serie A,
Of
we
course.
always had a different winner in the
Since
past.
Juve won 9 in a row. There has been since that horrible time.
Since we
Ended
their streak.
That you circumcised Juve.
Again, my opinion is probably very uneducated because I've not been following the Premier League. I don't know how many Liverpool won and how many Chelsea.
No, nowadays it's been Liverpool and City mostly in England, whereas
City went on a good run.
City went on a good run. and it's kind of like when Juve went to that. I know there was a significant period of dominance, which happens in football.
Yeah.
At this point, that does not exist in Italy. So there hasn't been a team that won it back to back since I think 9 years ago. That's 9 years ago, like 8 years ago, since Juve had won those all back to back.
Can I just say what makes me really happy still? It still gives me a smile. Is that Manchester United are just dog shit. Even though I don't follow football anymore, anytime I hear Manchester United, but I'm a Liverpool
But
fan.
that's another interesting fact. Like Manchester United, one of the biggest brands in the world. They came mid-table and spent like 100 million on transfers only.
Terrible owners, bro.
It's a management. It's a management issue.
Terrible owners, and they are still suffering from the fallout of Ferguson. We suffered from the fallout of Benitez, bro. It took us 10 years to get back. Took Liverpool to take Benitez. It took Liverpool, but after. So exactly, that's the thing. Like Benitez wasn't an incredible coach where we won the league, but I think Benitez was pre-Klopp. Benitez was the best Liverpool were.
Probably.
Fucking the midfield was insane. The midfield we had
Considering
Torres, Gerard Mascherano, Sissoko, you know, we had like really good players there.
Considering how shitty Liverpool were,
But to be fair, the team, like player wise, Liverpool was solid as fuck.
Yes.
So Benitez had a lot to work with. Right? He didn't have much money, but he had good players to work with. After Benitez left, it took Liverpool 10 years to get back.
Fucking Brendan Johnson, bro.
Brendan
Johnson. That's what
so
you were thinking.
we had before Brendan Johnson's we had what's his name? The guy who couldn't pronounce the R.
Roy Hodgson.
Roy Hodgson. Then we had that guy, Brendan.
I lost it again.
Then we had Dalglish, and then after Dalglish, we had like a few on and offs ones, and then the Klopp.
And then Klopp.
But that's 10 years. Like
Crazy,
that's 10 years
man.
since Benitez left, right?
Crazy.
United had arguably one of the best managers of all time.
Absolutely.
You
For
can,
a
like,
ridiculously
long amount of
period,
time. And he got in nameless players and he made them superstars, right? Like especially like British ones, like Beckham, Scholes, and all these people. Like so now they're suffering. Like they cannot recover because Ferguson just had this culture, this system. The players respected him, adored him, feared him. They did everything that he said, and it was the Ferguson show. And he was that powerful of a coach that no player could break Man United. But Ferguson did by leaving, right? Nobody could replace.
We see this also in the business world, no? When you have, especially family businesses, the geniuses.
Before we get into that, but back to my original point is that every time I see a United fan cry, it still gives me this lovely, wonderful feeling.
Like a shot of
was a new low at Grimsby. The Grimsby one was crazy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They lost to Grimsby, who are in
But
League 2, League 1.
I don't follow football. I don't care if Liverpool win or lose. You could tell me Liverpool won the league, and I'd be like, nice. I couldn't care less. Even when they won the league, I was like, okay. It doesn't make a difference.
You know what you need.
But when somebody in Manchester, like, man, Manchester United was like 4-0 against Oldham, I'm like, I'm fully erect right
Dude.
now. Like, I'm so happy.
Do yourself a favor, bro. And for one of your next holidays, if you just need to get away for a weekend, go to Anfield. Go to Anfield and you'll become...
I've never been to Liverpool.
You've
And
never
my
been
friend
to
Sean who lives
Liverpool.
with me is from Liverpool.
You should 100% go watch a game for childhood you, just to kind of honor that little guy.
I will go to. Yeah, I would love to go.
The little
You
guy.
fall in love again.
The young him, not his
I don't
penis.
know.
my little guy.
I have way too
Either
many
way,
things in it.
Zom, there's a very important subject we need to touch on.
Yo.
What do you think of breast?
Breast, of course.
I love them.
Oh,
We're talking about a team
yeah.
or a player.
Mala.
Cool.
Team breast.
Yeah, great. I
Yeah.
have no idea they
Fantastic team.
exist.
Fantastic.
Oh,
team.
Nice pair up top.
What are we talking about?
Two pointers they have two up front.
They play with two up front. Yeah. They
very
I like the shape of them, you know.
Yeah.
They're quite
We're copying their thing, like.
defensively. They're quite easy to penetrate on, but yes, thought of a good one.
This is the most.
counter.
This is the most lewd episode I've
You
ever.
saw that
That's great.
there was a match. So there was a match. There is a match. Knees versus breast.
Yes, hostia.
Nice breast.
Nice breasts.
You said earlier it's the same as the business world. It's true. I mean, the thing is that when we see it a lot in third generation, second generation businesses, we're gonna talk about business a bit. It's a business podcast,
No problem.
technically, but it is true. It's because it's, to be fair, it is usually the fault of the person leaving because they create a system that depends entirely on them.
Exactly. No. And the company that allowed him to do it without succession
for
plan.
sure. But
you
it
know?
depends on how strong your board of advisors.
Yeah, sure. For instance, Liverpool, when Klopp left, you got this guy, never heard of him, but fucking the team.
Yes,
Arne
but that's
Slot.
Fenway Group for you. But that's Fenway had the Red Sox, right? So they did the same thing. So Fenway are
Yeah, that's
professional.
great management.
Merger and
Malta.
acquisition.
Also, Klopp announced he's leaving like mid-season.
Yeah.
I never saw a coach do that.
It was amazing. It
Like
was really.
coaches are fired mid-season, not like
It
I'm
was
leaving.
strange, definitely.
But that
And
operation
Mum
from beginning to end was tackled
managed,
perfectly. The succession planning was there absolutely.
Bro, like Fenway Group was the best thing that ever happened to Liverpool. And they are, as I said, they are professional sports team acquirers. That's what they do. They acquire a sports team that is good, but maybe needs a little bit of help. Like the Red Sox hadn't won in like 50 years. They took over and they won. They won
Actually,
baseball
Liverpool
leagues.
as a brand, it's very.
It's solid. But look at why continuity planning is super important in business, because football is a business, right? Any
Yeah,
sport
of course,
is a
of
business
course.
these days. It has to be run like one. And we take lessons from, when we had Stefano from Sweat here, we talked about you take lessons from sport into business, you take lessons from business into sport. Analytics, mentality coaching, this the way you run a team is, if you're not good enough, I'm cutting you out. Like in startups, especially fire fast, you have to kind of act that way. Otherwise you don't survive. It's all about the team effort, right? So the importance of continuity planning is that you're not just planning to win the next season, but what happens when the owner dies? What happens when the manager moves away? What happens when your star player gets injured? You need to make sure that those continue.
We had the same problem.
Ready to go.
Inter, when we won the treble, 2010, the next year we collapsed.
You had Gasperini for 2 months. He completely failed.
He hates us, in fact. He
Yeah,
always complains.
there's always in
Gasperini.
football.
After Mourinho, we had Benitez.
As a,
So
Was Gasperini before Mourinho?
after
those 2 months, and then Benitez came. Or something.
No, Benitez first, then Gasperini, then the
What's Mourinho these days? What's he doing?
Mourinho these days was coaching Fenerbahce in Turkey, but I think they've let him go. I believe they've let him go. What's this?
Because after Gasperini, then we had
Mazzarri.
Mazzarri.
Walter Mazzarri.
He was booed out by his own fans.
In football, the problem is there's an abnormal amount of pressure that affects your business plan. There are external factors, the piazza, the fans, the pressure that you get internal, the media. It's great. The players themselves, this affects the players who are literally the driving force of your product. So you look at, for example, United. Moyes was handpicked by Ferguson to continue the
That was
dynasty.
his succession.
And they didn't give him time.
Yeah.
And you'd expect them to give him some time, the guy who's hand-selected from
and
such
the
an
thing is,
important coach.
2 points. Ferguson was 1 loss or draw away from being sacked once upon a time when he had just started out at United. It was that close.
Yeah.
So he had been through a hard time as well. Secondly, when you hear Ferguson in his speech, his farewell speech, he says, "You stood by me, and please stand by your new manager."
Yeah.
And they didn't.
But the thing is, obviously, he left at probably United's highest point, or they weren't like past their prime. They were still a team
they
to
had
be
just won
reckoned
the league.
with, you know.
Not with a great team, huh? Not with a
Yeah,
great
but
team.
that's where it is for you.
That's that.
And then, so their egos were high. So as soon as like, oh man, we beat everyone. Like United, like United had Fergie time, right?
Yeah.
We scored like that was that was legit. I don't know what he did.
At 90
That was
minutes plus,
legit
so-
a strategy that they could find a goal in the last 10 minutes of a match or in the stoppage time. And that's how they won most of their fucking matches. Like most of their wins, that league, I remember, because I was still a big avid fan. I used to watch the games. They would win 1-0, 2-0, not massive score lines, not like City won the league every game. Madonna 4+ goals every game, like you're beating the shit out of every opponent, including the big ones, you know.
Does
so
that
they used to
mean-
win with strategy. They won with strategy, which means that his conditioning had to be right. Like the players' conditioning were conditioned to outlast the opponent, and they knew to find holes in their game when they tired each other out, right? So
then that shows the mental state of
he was
the
playing a
team,
different
like
game for
Juventus as well, especially back then when there was still Marotta with them. Post Serie B.
Yeah.
Like the 95th minute, 90th minutes, you know, they're still at 100%.
They believe, they actually believe that they can change the outcome.
And like you've played, like when either of us have played any sport before that you're super, super invested in. Like, I remember, I'll never forget, I was 13 years old playing football. I play, for example, for a 30-minute, 40-minute game, per example, running my ass off, we're trying to win, we can't win, going till the very final whistle, you feel great, you feel energized the entire time. The game ends, then the fatigue hits you, then you look down and you have a big gash on your knee that you didn't feel. God knows when you got it, at what point throughout the game, but it wouldn't have even stung you or burned you at any point. Because you're just going for it. It's crazy, man.
That's why I said when I kept fighting the first competition.
There you go.
That's why I said during the fight, he's not thinking about his career like this championship fight, you know, and he's
of course, because it depends on the stage. If it's a dream he has to win this particular belt or this event, he's not gonna give a shit if I break my leg, you know.
Well, and even
my point was on that. My point was if you get caught in a heel hook, you'll tap. I can get
fucking right,
because you will feel all your ligaments literally popping one by one. Fucking right. You have no more left.
My point was you'll tap because of the fucking pain. Not because,
you don't.
No, because I want to.
No, you won't feel pain, but you will feel pain. Don't get me wrong. But when
you'll know you're in trouble
with heel hooks, like with particularly knee manipulation. When you feel pain, it's too late.
It's too late.
You need to tap before the pain comes. And the knee is the hardest joint to reconstruct if it fucks up. Like one of the hardest. So if you are a professional fighter, that's what I said. If you're getting choked, you'll be like, so if you're getting choked, if it's a blood choke, you'll be like, man, I'm going to sleep before I tap. That's fine. If you go to sleep, no damage done, you get no CTE, you'll wake up and you'll wake up like you just had a fantastic nap and you'll feel really nice. But if you're having like...
you feel really nice.
I can't imagine that being nice.
No, most of the people that have been put to sleep that I've spoken to, I've not yet, because I will at some point. I got really close a couple of weeks ago. But most of the people who were put to sleep got up and they said it was just like sleeping. They don't see anything, they just wake up.
So they don't look like Vecna's victims from Stranger Things.
You just wake up and it's like you've had a really nice nap. Because it's your brain resetting. Literally rate of blood and it's back up.
If you wake up...
I need my brain to reset. I've been considering a lobotomy recently as well.
Fuck sleeping.
You want me to put you to sleep, Matt? I can put you to sleep if you want.
Toughly, I would let someone put me to sleep. I wouldn't do it here.
That would be good for views, to be fair. If you put you to sleep on the table
I would let someone
would
put
you
me
do
to
it
sleep.
for us?
I want to know what it feels like, Ostia.
I've never been. I've been really close. So and usually it's like when it's like your last roll of the day, when you're tired, your blood pressure is a bit low, it's really hot, like you're overheated. And you know how, so kind of in grappling, you kind of realize your limits of when I should tap and when I shouldn't. And I remember when it happened to me, the closest I got was one of the owners, David. Shout out to David from Avantgarde, and he had me in this weird choke, and I was like, I can probably try and like resist a little bit, show him that I can defend this choke, you know, not that I can do anything against him. I was like, I'll show him that I can defend this choke a bit. And I was like, let me defend. And then he was like, okay, so this guy's not gonna tap. So then he put extra pressure, and I was like, I went to tap and. Literally, if I didn't tap in that second, I would have. As soon as he let go, I just saw stars. And we were in the middle of the roll. There were like two minutes left on the clock, and I was like, I need a hot second, just to regain. Like, I was like, it's okay.
Like his hand fell.
Yeah, I think. But I went like, like that's the closest I've been to be put to sleep.
So, are you putting him to sleep?
Who?
No, let's
Like the
not do
dog
that.
he is. Jamel
So,
lista.
I don't think I'll do it on a random Wednesday. You know what I mean? This is like, you know.
I've
I'm
never put
driving.
anyone to sleep, so I wouldn't risk it. I was joking.
Very
this
good.
end.
I wish I'd die or something.
Like,
be really Zayda, like if I
would
die.
be,
Like,
definitely.
Zayda.
I'd have to find a new co-host.
لا لا
Hassle,
شكراً.
hassle.
لا لا مش worth it. Views.
It's your first invitation to a podcast, and you're lost.
And lost.
You're the last one.
His name is Jaws.
Did you see what was it? Rampage Jackson's
Yeah, his
son
kid
did,
beat
man?
the shit out of a guy.
What the hell?
So
Who's
the
Rampage
story,
Jackson?
Rampage Jackson
bro,
was
he's
a
legendary
UFC
Yeah,
fighter.
really?
He's the
I
one-
love the name. Huh?
You've seen. I've shown you clips of him. He's hilarious. He's
Which
the
one
one.
is he?
Rampage was
Okay,
the guy
I'm-
who almost beat John Jones.
Exact, man.
It
Exact,
was a
exact.
very controversial fight because
Okay.
he beat him by points, John Jones. But people say like Rampage won that.
There's a meme of someone absolutely destroying a door. There's a meme of someone when your mom tells you to do something and you're already gonna do it. And it's just this big guy destroying a door.
I don't
And
think
he
I know it,
rips
man.
it off. He's a huge guy.
I know
Yeah,
that guy.
I've
Who goes,
shown you him
I'm
before.
feel.
That's
I love that guy. He's
Usyk.
hilarious.
What's this?
That's Usyk.
Oh yeah, how do you feel?
I'm
I feel.
I'm very feel.
very feel.
Man, bro, and like talking about Usyk, he is
He's a monster.
one of the
Bro,
greatest
man.
boxers of all time.
Yes,
this guy's
for
fucking
sure,
unbeatable.
for
It's
sure, man.
crazy good.
For sure. I feel weird agreeing with you there just because certain people tend to underrate modern legends, I find,
Yeah,
because they have this romanticism of fighters of the past, like
The
Muhammad Ali,
nostalgia,
like
yeah,
Mike
yeah.
Tyson and Lennox
But I mean, obviously,
Lewis.
these people set the scene for them. But like
Mushak.
today's athlete, like Usyk would beat the fuck out of
Yes,
anybody else
yeah.
who's ever done boxing.
He's-
Like in general, like
He's
the of all time.
unbelievable.
Obviously,
Like what's his name? Tyson Fury is my personal favorite
Yeah.
of all time, just because I love his story.
Yeah.
I love what he's done for mental health and everything. I love what a shit house he is. And
Yeah.
I just love
I mean,
his
but
character.
he's just a genetic freak, isn't he?
Yes,
as well?
yeah,
He's
yes,
just
He's like
a
the
guy.
mountain,
It's
neck, like that type
He's
of.
like built. It doesn't
Yeah.
look like a box. It doesn't look like an athlete. He's just a
Exactly,
guy who
exactly.
boxes.
Long
It's really
legs
good.
and just a big fat
Yeah.
body. He's the most skinny fat person
Yeah,
I've
and he
ever
can
seen.
fight.
But then he makes it look so easy, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
easy. He barely, when he dodges punches, he barely
But
moves
he was
his head.
born into box. Like he's the kind of guy that's born into this boxing family, right? Like you get
Exact.
a lot of people in jiu-jitsu the same, obviously, because they're born into like. You
Exact.
get the Galvao's now. His daughter is like sweeping everything, right? Andre Galvao was like one of the best fighters, and now his daughter's just winning.
She rolled out of the womb.
Literally, like these people are literally they go into a gym. They're born into
Got her
it.
mom in a leg lock.
Yeah,
Or a
really.
heel, what do you call it? A
Heel
heel hook.
Yeah, heel
But
hooks
we
are
were saying
sucky.
about Rampage Jackson's son. So
Do you understand the story? Did you like? Because
it was
I
like some WWE gig.
so this was like
he
it
going
wasn't
in.
WWE, but it was like a low-level wrestling federation, and this guy who's supposed to be like this character, obviously like WWE's are I don't know, like spoiler alert, but WWE is fake,
No.
right? They're all stories. I don't know.
I never understood
But
the hype.
it's a show. It's like you're going to watch a Broadway show, right?
Exactly.
It's great. I mean, they're still athletic. They're still athletes.
Yeah,
They're
of
still
course. They're
most of
freaks
them
of
are
nature.
professional athletes.
course.
Like they did wrestling. They're probably D1 wrestlers.
But I've heard some conversations from people. I can't believe that John Cena won. Yes, like, what are you talking about? You can't. It was written in a script, bro. Like I'm sure it's
Jake, I used to
amazing.
have the same opinion as you, but the way I think about it is like I can't believe what happened in that episode of Thrones.
Okay. That's
I can't
fair.
believe Jon Snow died.
But it's a
Didn't.
great thing
Or
to
did-
watch if you're invested in, and there are people who are super fanatic. There's a whole podcast about wrestling as well.
Really?
Bro, like if we're spoiling Game of Thrones, like you know,
Never watched
it's
it.
about
Is it a Maltese
it's about
podcast?
fucking
Yeah,
yeah. There's
but
a
I know
Maltese
that,
podcast.
Hey, and you never watched it?
There's a Maltese podcast about the WWE, but and I think they also talk about Maltese wrestling. 'Cause there's a
Okay.
Maltese wrestling.
Yeah,
scene.
there's
It's
a-
quite
there's
nice.
a-
Before because we have this interesting tier list that we need to go through.
Can we finish this thought though? Because this is
Yes,
about
but,
the Rampage Jackson. So this guy, I don't know who he is, but he went to Raja Jackson is his son, right? And he went to
Raja.
talk shit about Raja, and he said something, and like Raja got pressed. He was like, "Man, like don't fucking talk to me like that," because Raja's not a wrestler. He's an MMA fighter.
Yes,
Like, this guy's like his dad. He's a killer.
Yeah.
Like his dad, he's called Rampage because he was a hard guy. Like this guy is a.
It's the
yeah.
hardest.
He probably did some
Rampage
crimes.
is-
He probably did some crimes. Let's just say that, right? So Raja was like, "Don't talk to me like that." And the guy obviously then off camera, like, and there's a video of him apologizing to Raja. He's like, man, like, this was just a skit, like, we're just doing the thing, like, I hope we didn't take anything personally. I think he threw a can at him. That's why he threw an empty beer can at his head, and Raja just took it personally. Like, he doesn't handle disrespect well, just like his dad. Shock. And Raja was like, nah, man, it's all good. You know, let's just do the fight now. And then Raja proceeded to put him to sleep and then punched him 20 times
Bro,
in the
and
face
the
while
referee
he was
was
still
asleep. And the referee, that
which is a crime. That is
Incredibly
battery, bro.
dangerous.
The guy is asleep. And the referee didn't do anything. To be fair, the referee should be held accountable for not stopping the man.
100%.
But now, obviously, he's facing criminal charges, his kid, though, because, like, this guy literally, there's video, you can go on the video, and this guy's just sat on him in mount and just battered his face.
How
Fucking
is
hell.
he done that? Oh, that's
So, like, the other guy had contusions on his face. He's obviously, like, had to be admitted to hospital.
But is he still alive?
Yeah, no, he's
Yes.
still alive.
Emma-
This
Good
guy is
question.
much bigger
You
than
look
him,
at-
but he's this big 40-year-old guy with a beard, like, who's
you
like
look
a
at
wrestler.
Raja, man, and
Raja's
he's
an
not a
athlete,
guy
though.
you want to get punched from once. Like, except why he punched him like 20
While he was
times.
asleep.
And
While he was
just
asleep,
asleep,
so
man.
no
That's
defense,
the most
just
dangerous thing you can do. Like, literally,
bro.
the referee is there to stop it. The referee should be held accountable.
Absolutely.
But it's also probably in Raja's contract, like, Isma, like, this isn't a real fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, ref, man, wake up, you see one
Because
real
he thought it
punch.
was part of the script. Was
Not Raja. Raja was like, yeah, well, the ref
ref-
probably thought it was, the ref was probably so much in shock because it was like, ah, shit, this is not scripted. But this guy, he knocked him out and he just kept battering the
if that's
shit out of
not
his
proof
face.
that wrestling is fake, because he never saw like real damage.
No, they see real damage, but like,
Yeah, but
it's controlled damage, for sure.
no, but
I mean,
this guy did. In
the
UFC,
reason,
it's
but
in
the
every
reason why I
fucking
like
second.
the UFC is killing the WWE. Why? Because the UFC is
I
real,
know.
bro. The UFC is
UFC's
100%
crazy. Sometimes
real. It's
I'm watching that. I'm like, I can't believe this is allowed. People
It's
are
such
there,
a-
they're watching, and they're kneeing each other in the
It's such
fucking
a,
gym.
such a fantastic sport to
Yeah.
watch. Like, if you are, because one, if you're a boxer, you understand what's happening.
Exato.
If you're a jiu-jitsu guy, you understand what's happening. If you're into kickboxing, you understand. If you
That's
Muay
why
Thai,
it was
karate,
created.
everything.
Similarly
It's
to
crazy.
football, that's what I like about football as well. That you can have a different skill set entirely to another person who does the same sport as you, but it works.
Yeah.
Like I love that about UFC. I'm not very big on like boxing and things like that, but when Matthew's like, "Oh, there's a UFC fight at 4 a.m. You want to watch it?" I'm like, "Sure."
Want to watch for UFC is Top Warrior now.
Yeah, I
He's got- he's
love
really
Top
excited
Warrior.
to
He
watch.
walks out with Sergio Ramos, this guy.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Really
Sergio
exciting
Ramos
to
is
watch.
making music.
Sergio Ramos, the
nowadays.
singer
Ah,
nowadays.
yes.
Really good boxing. He's a black belt in
Not the
jiu-jitsu as well,
defender.
but he doesn't like.
Okay.
So
Makes
he's really
sense.
good on the ground. He's really good on the ground, but he doesn't like to take the fight to the ground.
Yeah,
He likes
I
to-
love Top
Bro,
Warrior.
he knocked out Max Holloway, who's arguably at the point.
He was never knocked out.
the peak.
Never knocked
Yeah,
out before.
Never knocked out,
that.
and he was probably the best boxer in the UFC. You know, there's a big
Yeah,
scene,
the-
and they was like, "I'm the best boxer in the
boxer
UFC."
in-
Where he's not looking at the guy punching him. The guy says, he's looking at Dana White. He's like, "I'm the best boxer in the UFC, baby." The guy throws a punch. He
Those just
No
punch him
way.
back.
Crazy,
Yeah,
man.
so
It's
it's
like
like-
Holloway.
It's crazy, bro. Like, that's a great scene.
So-
But anyway, so
Uh-huh.
tier list. So we're gonna do a
Yes.
tier list. What time? What's the time? What are we on?
117.
Jesus.
Yes, we talked for half an hour and a half.
We talked about sports, no?
Yeah.
It's bored. Look at it.
Are you
No,
bored?
I'm having a great time. This is just my face.
This is true.
Yeah,
He has a boring face.
wow.
All right, man. Let's go.
We're doing a tier list on the legendary coaches in Serie A.
Okay.
So first name, Issa. The grades are S, which is the GOAT. S.
Supreme.
Saponara, S for
Then
Saponara.
A, S,
Saponara.
that
That's
one.
for Saponara.
A, B, C, D.
Okay.
Okay.
Down to D, so okay.
That's that.
Yo.
D.
We have a limit. How many are there?
two per.
Yeah.
There are 10.
So it's important because you can't put everyone in S.
Ah,
Otherwise, it would just suck.
2
So-
per tier, not
Okay.
hard, no?
Okay,
Right.
we have to discuss
So
it.
it's like a
Saturday.
blind
We'll do
ranking.
this.
Yeah.
Esatto.
We discuss it openly, between you, but you guys decide.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
We
okay.
can try.
Influence.
I have no idea. Probably 90% of who those managers are. So
They're iconic. Like Arrigo Sacchi.
no idea what guys.
You
I
know
don't
what?
follow Italian football. Never.
Fair
did.
enough.
No, but this is football, not just Italian football. Like he invented the four in the back, right?
I don't know.
Saki.
I thought that were in the back. But
I thought that was your mom.
That's at the four.
The four in the back. Jesus.
It's the first one, Saki. Yeah, we're doing Saki first.
Saki's
Yeah, Saki.
hard one, huh?
Saki in the 80s
yeah.
and 90s, he made Milan. He had a squad of the three Dutchmen.
He had a very good team, to be fair. It took some time for the players to buy into his system. Berlusconi actually had to go, or Galliani, I don't know which one it was. They had to go to the dressing room and actually tell the players, like, respect this guy. He's your coach, you know, because to suck him, and then he went on and became one of the greats. I mean, it's hard to not put him in essay.
I mean,
Saki, like
he had. Then also the players he had. No, he had that defense: Costa Curta, Tassotti,
he had a great team.
Maldini, and then he had Rijkaard, Van Basten, Gullit, and Ancelotti.
And he contributed to football in general.
Yes, yes.
So, like, he changed.
It's hard not to put him in S, but I'm just anticipating who might come ahead. But who's better than Saki? No,
If you look at accolades, it's
S.
It's S. Yes,
It's S.
let's put
Saki in
S.
S.
S for Saki.
For Saki.
As
For Saki.
Yes!
You just wanted to say that. It's been there before they started talking. I fucking clocked you. You wanted to like say that. Man.
I'll change your name on my phone to Sex
who's
Goblin. It's perfectly
Matt,
put, man.
Matt the Sex Hobgoblin.
If I was a girl, I would gobble up.
Oh, that's a proposal.
It's a tragedy
That's
for all men that you aren't a girl. Go on.
Jesus.
That would give the greatest blowjobs. Well,
He already does.
second to your mom.
My mom watches this show. That's getting done. She watches every episode. That's getting done. Yeah.
He's gonna have a heart attack with the amount you slamming the table. I can see.
What's your mom's name?
I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
Let's switch the topic off of my
I know her as Candy.
Yo.
That's good. I would love to
Remember Candy from 2.5 Men?
I remember Candy from
Louise.
Man, I would love to take it there, Ostia, but I don't want the show to go like
But
that.
you know me.
But I would love to take it there.
I know.
It would be such a good
Love to take it where? In your ass?
This mom watching.
Next manager.
No, next one.
This has been the most lewd. And I thought the last episode was the freakiest one, and they're getting worse.
The last episode was in general, but what the fuck are they talking about? Abortion, euthanasia. But this is sexual.
All right, let's go back. We're running out of
breast. Fabio Capello.
Ay, man. Juve and Milan, I wouldn't have him in S.
I'd have him in A.
I'd have him in A, Capello.
Yeah.
Yes, Capello's in A. A. God, I can just see who else is coming.
It's gonna be important. We're gonna have like fucking a great
Dan's
manager
mom.
in down at the bottom. It depends on the names.
Capello A or is he B? That's a question.
You can like.
Can we
towards
shift
the
them?
end,
Okay,
you
we
can
can
then
shift.
have
keep him in
That's
A
great,
right
that's
now.
great.
Uh-huh.
So it's not
it's
blind
not
ranking.
Well, that's what a live
He's
comment.
still as good today as he was before.
No,
And
but
he's not even
nowadays
active.
he's
He's
like
not
a
even a
pundit.
coach.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
He stopped.
he had that failed.
He had
To
England.
be fair, he had the failed stint at England. At Real Madrid, he won La Liga, but he did nothing in the Champions
Yeah,
League.
yeah.
He's known for the early 90s with Milan, and with Juve.
Juventus. With one of the leagues that we took from them.
I think we might move him down to B later, but we'll
Perhaps
No, you can't
I
move him,
we'll
you
see.
have to- Blind rank, go.
Yes, if
it's blind or not?
I think
No,
we should
let
do it blind,
us
no?
be, yeah.
Oh, make it interesting, otherwise what's the pressure?
I
They
prefer
have no pressure
We
otherwise.
do a
You can
blind.
change
Let's
two.
B.
You can change two names.
Okay.
Fine,
I'll
let's
put him in
B.
B.
Yeah?
Put him in B.
Good executive
B?
decision.
Capello B.
Capello B.
Approve.
Yes, it's
Approve.
fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Joe and Finnick.
Stretch our arms, Mr. Fantastic.
That's lobbies.
Is your tattoo like continues into your arm?
Continue. You want to see?
Yo.
Mela. Lippi.
World Cup, Champions League.
He won everything.
S. Lippi's S. What Lippi had, and then was a second spell at Italy when he was past it. That wasn't great, but
You don't count those though.
World Cup and Champions League for Juve is huge.
The game with us and fucked us over.
Yeah.
Because he's a Juventino.
Many coaches have gone and fucked you over, and you
Many
start to wonder, is it the coach that's the problem?
But this is
it
where
was the management, for sure.
This is where
Inter, like even in the Moratti era, like it was Moratti like throwing money at us, Ronaldo, everyone, like, but the management was never there. One of the reasons why we weren't sustainable after the fair play laws. So,
let me just say this. So yes, World Cup, Champions League, amazing. There's gonna come a point where he's gonna mention some domestic monsters.
Like Allegri,
Conte. There it's gonna get confusing.
It is.
But I think
we have to keep in mind World Cup and
Champions League has to be yes. It's a non-negotiable, no?
Yes, agreed.
Nice, we're agreed. Okay.
So and if you translate that to players, like Zlatan wouldn't be yes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Okay. But Messi would.
Yeah.
That's a good way.
That's a very good. That's a very good
system.
Messi would be a D because I never played in Serie A.
Esatto. It's a failure.
Let me throw like an old classic, Nereo Rocco.
Rocco, I don't know much about him.
Way before my time.
We're allowed to pull up here.
Yeah, go for it.
Always pull out, but yeah.
Man.
You don't always have to pull.
I want that counter to reach 100.
No, don't.
Where are we at? I wanted to reach 69. Stop.
Nereo Rocco, so let's look.
Just
go on his accolades or his honors.
Serie A, Coppa Italia, European Cup, UEFA Cup Winners' Cup,
Holy fuck.
Intercontinental
Cup.
Cup.
The way you do your beard. I like this.
I kept the beard, yeah.
But it's hard when
like
it's the bloody 60s, man. 50s and 60s.
I like my beard too. Keep it. Shout out Isaac.
I was going to ask you who does your beard, because it's great. And I went today.
I grew it out quite a bit, and then we kind of just shaped it in again because I was being really self-conscious that I look really scruffy.
Yeah,
I
know what you mean.
I need to like fix it a bit now.
Shaving the sides, does
makes a massive difference.
Because I had the whole beard, like it was a bit longer as well, and then here was really annoying.
Today I went to the barber.
I go to Ombre Barber in shout out.
Sponsor. I went to the barber today and he asked me, you want an Italian beard? And I thought to myself, why not? And I'm really not sure.
What's
really short?
But it's a similar.
Yeah, I like it.
Similar
but
to
I like
mine.
it longer, though. You shorten it a lot.
Yeah, but like you can keep that same shape and just grow it like mine.
Fade, esatto.
I like this.
That's a good length, huh?
I like this.
Yeah.
I think this is a decent. I would probably grow it a bit more.
Yeah.
But like, so the aim is to full here and then on the side.
Nice.
We're gonna talk about beards as well.
So, Rocco.
I mean, 2 Cup Winners' Cups, 2 Serie A titles, but it's the...
And the pioneer of the Catenaccio, apparently.
I think
him and Herrera, I think.
Yeah, Gianni Rivera.
B, it's because it's the 60s, man.
B because it's the 60s, no. B because honestly, I don't know too much. I could only look at his honors and
put him in a time machine in his prime and put him in the environment nowadays.
No, ma
compare him at his time.
At his peak.
It's hard, and it's always hard to do that,
because all the names you're gonna mention are great
back
too.
then, and he mastered.
Because they say, right, for example, you go to boxing, as Muhammad Ali was really great. Like, and I'm not shitting on Muhammad Ali.
No.
You know, he did wonders for the sport. But at that time, he was the most entertaining to watch. He knew how to speak. He was a marketer. He was really good at boxing.
And you judge him on his.
But then the level of quality around him wasn't the same as today. Today you have more contenders, obviously.
Yeah, but he had less resources as well. Like even these guys had less technology.
He was a black man in the 60s, man.
Less data.
Less data, less money.
Yeah.
Moneyball is it, of course.
So do we have 2 in B right now?
We have 2 in B.
2 in B.
So the B is full.
So Rocco and
Capello.
In B.
So your A is free still.
I don't hate it.
No, we have 1 in A, no?
We have 2 S's.
2 in S, no one anywhere else.
Okay.
Trapattoni.
2 S's, 2 B's.
Trapattoni, I remember that.
Trapattoni, fuck.
These are way before my time, so.
I remember
Trapattoni won. With Inter, he won the league.
Yeah, I remember Trapattoni.
With the most points when
Milan,
a
Juventus,
win used to give you
Bayern,
2
Juve.
points, not 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he alive still?
He's alive. He's 86.
Barely.
But that's player. That's player.
He was a bit
Manager.
underwhelming in the World Cup.
European Cup.
Yes, that's where I remember him from. He was the World Cup.
Lit, too.
So he was the World
As a
Cup guy.
manager.
Right, okay.
This guy's
Ah,
A
yeah.
written all over him.
Yeah. A.
Hey?
A.
Why? I'm curious.
He's very decorated, man. He had success everywhere he went. Juve, Inter, Bayern. I mean, Benfica. Not to mention some individual accolades.
Did he win the Champions League, per example?
I mean, it was before.
Domestically,
He
was
won
a
Serie
beast.
A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He won Serie A 6 times. He won the
Yes.
Coppa Italia twice. He won the European Cup once. He won the Cup Winners' Cup once. He won the UEFA Cup twice.
So
European
he's got
Super
quite a
Cup
good-
once. The Intercontinental Cup once.
quite a
For
good
Juve.
accolade.
And then he won the Serie A for Inter. He won the UEFA Cup for Inter.
The UEFA Cup back when it was.
Yeah, very prestigious.
This guy feels
Yes.
like an A, if
Yeah.
you ask me.
Absolutely.
And A has to be.
Yeah, but he never won, like, internationally,
No.
nothing with Italy.
Yeah.
And Champions League,
But
did
with
he
Italy-
even make the final?
Uh,
One final?
Trapattoni, but back that was the Cup Winners' Cup.
Exact.
no?
There was no. I believe this was before the
Exact,
modern format.
No,
of the
before.
Champions League. But he's won it. He won
He's
the
won it, yeah.
European Cup. And
European Cup.
the European Cup in 84-85 with
Alright.
Juve. بس.
Back then it was called the European Cup. But then UEFA, it was
Exact.
the Euro today. Yeah.
So confusing, dude. And for example, like the Club World Cup isn't even a new competition. It's been happening.
yeah.
for
Intercontinental.
Yeah, it's
Cup?
been happening.
Then there was the Inter-Toto Cup, or
Inter-
the hell there is, Allah. I think West Ham won it once. if I'm not mistaken.
Intertoto, but Intertoto was to qualify for the UEFA Cup, no?
Was it? I don't,
Well, if
I
you're
don't
like
know.
fourth or something, you need to play. Anyway,
I don't know.
do the past.
Only
Ancelotti,
Only Matt would know, you know.
Exactly.
the weird stuff.
Somehow
Now
he's
we have to
fourth.
go to quick fire rounds now, I think, because we're going way past the time.
Ancelotti.
You took 30 minutes talking about jiu-jitsu. We're gonna take our
Yeah,
time.
but I can choke you out. You can't do shit.
I can run.
I can run faster than you.
Yeah, he's dead.
There's a table, but I have a head start.
But I think our rest is full, no?
Your ass is
So
full.
so we have to put him in A.
Another one.
That sucks.
Boom.
That
Jay
sucks.
Khaled.
I love the ones before were Saki.
Fuck it.
We're gonna end up with Mourinho at F.
Yeah.
Bro, Mourinho's gonna have to be A. Like, you cannot put Mourinho.
Well, wait,
I wouldn't
Ancelotti.
Ancelotti A.
Would you put him as a
So
C?
rest is full.
Your option is an A or a C.
Hey, oh, disaster.
A is for us.
No, you have two swaps actually.
We have two swaps.
You have two
Okay,
swaps.
that helps.
Yeah.
So
That's the compromise we reached.
in A,
Executive decision.
Ancelotti. A
Yes,
for
yes,
Ancelotti. I don't hate that. He has
I
the
mean,
most
he's
Champions
been
Leagues in the
criticized a
world.
little bit for his domestic performances.
All these are gonna go in C and D.
Oh no, this is
Actually, there was another exception. Like usually, we used to allow one tier to have three.
That's fine.
Right?
Let's but first fill all the tools up and then
yes,
they have
yes.
okay.
Okay.
Mourinho,
But
the
Mourinho.
only treble in Italy, way, yeah, and won the Champions League 3 times with 3 different
I
teams.
love Mourinho.
And with
Don't-
Porto.
Don't get
Yes,
me wrong,
yes,
Mourinho
and he's
is
fucking
a
entertaining.
legend, dude. I mean, I think most of these managers are S tier.
Yes, so-
That's the challenge
Yes,
here.
these are legends. No, compared to-
Mourinho always struggled domestically. Mourinho is a knockout competition dawn, but
Yes.
domestically he struggled. To be
Yes.
completely
I
honest,
wouldn't say he struggled, it just wasn't as great.
not as
not
great,
the-
but like
Like, he's
Exactly,
a high stakes winner. Like when there's a lot on the,
Everything
line,
on the
he
line, yeah.
delivers. But
We have a spot in A. I guess we put him in it.
do we have a spot?
Do we
in
have
A?
a
You have a
We don't have a
Because we took
spot in A.
You don't have a
Ancelotti.
spot. I should put Ancelotti.
there are 2.
So
So
Ancelotti and Trapattoni.
yeah. So but then you have two in B. So the only option right now is C and D.
let's go C for now. But if we have swaps, we have swaps. So
It's horrendous.
You have two swaps.
Let's see later.
this is a disaster. Complete mess.
It's just
I'm on a roll. Look.
cringe fest.
I'm on a roll.
You show
Well,
your age, Vin.
Dad jokes. DEAD jokes.
Yeah.
Ericsson.
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 Sven Goran Eriksson.
Sven Goran Eriksson.
Miskin, he died, last
Yeah,
year.
yeah. Sven
Lazio, who the fuck knows Lazio?
Oosh, that's what I'm thinking.
And he, Lemma, he made them win the league, Coppa Italia.
He did, eżatt. Coppa Italia, Serie A, Super
Although
Cup.
back then they had Nedved, Nesta,
Yeah.
Mancini,
You know that Kenny Dalglish won the league with Blackburn Rovers, bro.
and Ranieri with
I
Leicester.
say, bro, we
Weird
pop
times. And
him
that was like when
in D because
Yes,
all
late
his
90s, that was-
accolades are focused in that spell at Lazio, the main ones, and of course Benfica, etc. But let's pop him in D.
pop
No
him in D.
disrespect.
D for disaster.
D for
D for dead. What the hell, man?
Dead.
Disaster.
That DAD or DEAD?
Nah, DEAD. I said it, I stick by
But
it.
he is dead.
He is dead. And he's a dad as well.
And he used to be.
Used to be.
Herrera.
Herrera.
Just fine.
Jesus, man.
We should have a short out of these, called boomers, to broaden our
It's
audience.
mental.
Herrera ta'
He had 8 years at Inter, 1 year at Italy,
One Champions League
then
twice.
4 years at Roma.
smack him in D just to piss Matt off.
Inter is D.
93 they won.
Ara naqta, stja,
Was this-
nepotism in Malta. D, just because I like him, and I'm an interista. Because of me, he's not because he deserves a
To
D.
spite Matthew.
You deserve a D, a pure A.
Good.
What do I do, man?
What do you do?
Conte.
I say you let him put you to sleep.
I don't know. I'll give you a sleeping pad.
You said Conte.
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 And the only spot
Conte.
is
Conte's-
C.
So C, obviously we have to, but then that's why we'll have
Yeah.
to move him
But
to
as
A.
Yeah.
He's not above A
No,
because of
the
his
fact that he's
struggles in
only
knockout
as a-
European competitions rather.
Okay, so let's see this list.
So you have,
What can we do
you can move 2. And you can have one of the tiers
with 3?
with 3.
So we can move 2 and have one of the tiers
You
with
decide
3.
which tier is going to be.
Yeah, you look like an Italian Colombian drug lord with those. Well done.
Excellent.
Yes. Amazing.
Nah, he looks fully Italian. I don't know where you got the
Fully
Colombian
Italian.
from.
No, I liked the Colombian. But whatever.
Colombiano, sì, Mexico.
So I'm happy with
People often ask me if I have any narcotics on me.
Do you?
Unfortunately,
Capello
I
has to
never
sit
know.
down.
Do you?
Capello,
Never.
Let's talk about that offline. Let's check this out later.
I
Let's
think-
open
I
that
think
box
with
later on.
D, I'm not pissed off about
No, that's fine.
Ericsson and Herrera at D. That I'm fine with. The Mourinho and Conte and C, those are the ones who have to fix, I feel. I think one of them could replace Capello.
I think
With Capello and C. Damn.
I think Mourinho can replace
Yeah, I would replace him with Trapattoni.
Trapattoni, eżatt.
Perhaps, huh? Perhaps. I don't hate that.
Do it.
Mourinho for Trapattoni, I can do this. And
You
then
can do
put
that and
Trapattoni,
drag. Yeah.
put Trapattoni down. And then Conte
Conte
needs to
needs to
move
go
up.
up.
But so does Angel. For me, I don't.
Ancelotti instead of Lippi, yeah.
Yes, that. Yes. But what? We have 2 swaps. What are we going to do with Conte? And we can also have one with 3.
I think having Conte in C is almost worse than having Ancelotti in A.
Ancelotti in A. Maybe it's not exactly fair, but we'll get away with that a bit more
can't have
than
Conte in C.
Ma taqawx għannej.
Eżatt.
But
Conte has to go up to A. We
Although
can have
C
one
for
with 3.
Conte.
We put Conte
eżatt,
to
if we
A.
can have one with 3, pop Conte in A.
And that's not S.
Ġbarna naqra ġieħna hekk.
I think I had it makes sense.
Is it perfect? No. Saki and Lippi in A. Sorry, in S. In A, we have Mourinho, Ancelotti, Conte, the modern managers. In B, we have Capello and Rocco. To be fair, I don't know too much about Rocco, so whatever. In C, Trapattoni. Trapattoni could be higher, to be fair.
Trapattoni is very decorated.
You have a 3-1,
Yes,
right?
right here. Trapattoni is low, huh? Trapattoni
Yeah, he
is
is
low.
low.
Memx Then Ericsson and Herrera.
But keep in mind, this is the tier list of the greatest of the great.
Greatest,
So it's not
these
that
are
they
the
go
S
yeah.
tier.
So being
Cool.
being in the D tier doesn't make you a bad manager. It
Yeah.
makes you the lower manager and the best bunch.
S minor.
I regret not telling you, let's do
The club one?
The club one instead. The club one, I feel like you'd have way more educated answers, but most of these, I think,
Well, that you can do on your podcast.
good idea.
Next
episode.
How he just sent it back to yours, yeah?
Amazing.
Next step.
And
How about you just do it on your own show? And stop telling him. Here's an idea. Shut the fuck up.
Next episode, it's international. break, so-
make me aware of this shit.
That's hilarious, bro. We just.
I genuinely said like, yeah, that's interesting. But I sounded kind of like an asshole.
He actually meant to say, but like, that's really interesting. You should actually try it out. That probably will help your podcast. I heard it as, shut the fuck up. I'm not more than you, man.
We should go do it on your own fucking podcast, man.
And where's our
fucking good
invitation?
idea.
Yeah, but what are we gonna go talk about Serie A, bro? I would like waste your time.
I would talk about Serie A.
You would.
I would.
You should have Matt particularly on the show. I would
After the
join, but I
derby.
would be
Holy
zero
shit,
value.
what we should do
Zero. You
is replace Matt with Matt if I'm like sick one day or
Oh,
something.
you're irreplaceable, man.
I'm irreplaceable. You think, Ostia?
The show does not go on without you.
Plus, you need to get a high chair for
He
him.
is the.
You need to get a high chair for him as well.
Not much taller, ta.
Everyone's
do a
much
side by
taller.
side.
You're still
How tall are you? 5? What?
5'3.5".
No, okay, I'm taller.
Much
I'm
taller.
5'8" taller. I'm not a large giant. I'm 5'8" tall.
But yeah.
There you go.
Short jokes and sexual euphemisms aside, I think this is a fantastic place to close off the conversation. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having
Great
us.
tangents. I think we talked about too much shit today.
That's also what your mom said.
Yeah. Mom joke.
Fantastic. Phenomenal.
Stop being funny like 20 minutes ago. We still keep going. That's fine.
But the timer is still going, the counter.
Oh, yeah. But now it's the timer. Now we close it. We need to see how much it is. Oh, you want to do over-unders? You want to do over-unders and we bet?
What's over under?
We just bet
what's
over
the
or
number?
under.
How
So,
Yes, yes.
I think
yes,
I think it was under. So let's over-under is 50. Let's go.
The innuendo
I think it's under
count.
50. Under 50.
Uh,
Or is 50 too much? Shall we go
I think
for
50 is too much.
it's under
I think
Alright, let's go 30. I think it's just under 30.
innuendos or even blatant.
Like
things that I said.
blatant, like blatant lewd stuff.
I say
that-
under 30.
I'm gonna say over 30. A to be different and B because at like 1 point I'm sure with the 10 and 1.
Yeah.
I'll go over.
I'm gonna say
And
around
if you say any more now, it doesn't count. So.
around 69.
pussy.
Okay, that doesn't.
That's another.
you can't say this. As in now, it doesn't count anymore. It doesn't count anymore.
There are quite a few. Looking back at D and the A. And
Well,
the A
we'll
and
see.
the
We'll
D.
see. We'll see. We're
Every time you said
we're
that,
team
every time you
under.
said,
We're team under. You're team over. Let's see. We'll see. We'll declare the winner later.
Exact.
Come
We're
on,
tops.
Orphew.
Post.
Let's go.
Post everything.
He's on a roll.
I'm a guard player,
he's
man.
never like He's not often like this.
Not often. I think he's actually got excited by seeing two men.
Not often like this.
Not usually. Not as bad. It's like the worst you've
You
been.
don't watch the podcast now.
No,
Me neither.
I've never watched a single episode that I've
There.
not one.
a full episode.
I
of
used to
our-
watch
Number
them.
one listener, right?
Exactly.
No, man. I can't sit
Listening
and
to
listen
my
to it.
voice.
He's
The
come to
thing
pick
is,
me up
I
before.
just produce content.
Point I
Guys,
made on
the
content.
counter stopped. Relax. I have this always had this rule: is watch the episode and then just launch it and never watch it again. That's
yes.
my.
I watch a bit just to see
Nah, man.
how
I can't stand listening or watching myself.
But I need to see if I'm, for example, I'm projecting my voice well, I'm overusing words.
and it's absolutely fine.
Nice.
I look out for tonality and also just like the
Yeah.
structure of the podcast. Like
I
I'm
say
just myself, I've
absolutely
always been this, yeah.
5 times a minute.
When I started trying
Absolutely,
to
absolutely.
structure the podcast, I felt I started losing
Its
passion for it.
authenticity.
Yeah.
fair.
No. Apart from the authenticity, sorry, during the actual filming, I started losing passion for it because it was no longer a fun thing.
Yeah,
now
fair,
it became,
sure.
now all of a sudden it became a study group.
Fair,
You know,
fair.
like, I don't like that shit. Like otherwise I won't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Now it became work. No,
I
this
agree.
is a game for me.
We were concluding.
I meet new people and I have fun.
Ecco.
We're concluding. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Would love to hopefully have you again in the future when you have like 500 episodes. Shout out Serie A Spotlight. Go and watch them. We'll include the link in the description.
Do you have some fantasy football?
We do. Would you like to join?
Would you like to talk about that actually?
Sure. Because
you've got some stuff going on? Go on.
Yeah.
Red carpet over to you.
So we have a Patreon, of course, for those of you who tune in and you actually do like our content and would like to support it. All the money is reinvested into the podcast. And that gives you access to our Discord server with a bunch of different channels where people watch games live and interact with each other on it.
Betting tips as well.
Betting tips are fun as well, watch how we lose all our money. And also we have a fantasy football league, which will give you directions to and instructions on how to join. And of course, even though the season has already started and you will be at a disadvantage, you can still join and prepare for next year.
Doesn't cost you anything, and the winner wins a free kit of their choice, which we will ship to you personally.
Yes.
So
that's awesome.
We'll have a link to this directly in our...
we get a free kit,
very
guys.
much,
Like, join. I'll join.
If you win.
Sure, that's a free kit.
If you win, exactly. We had to ship to Canada last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus,
Yeah,
that's
he picked
awesome.
a Bologna kit.
That's really
Mussolini.
cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Your
to that.
girlfriend's spotted.
All right, so let's close off. Remember to like and subscribe the show. See, I remember it today.
Twice.
At the beginning and at the end. Remember to like and subscribe to the show. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much.
Peace out.